I'm with Michael Gutkin, a special correspondent for Voice of America specializing in Russian-American affairs. Mr. Gutkin, you've covered this event tonight for Voice of America. It's an international audience. It takes the Western viewpoint on covering many stories around the world, therefore an independent viewpoint. How do you rate tonight's event? What do you see as the major strong points and the major areas of focus? What does this event accomplish for Russian-American relations?
Well, it's hard to say what it accomplished, but I was impressed by the level of it and by the fact that the organizers pulled it off despite the financial crisis that we're all experiencing, brought together a lot of business people, a lot of diplomats, and it all went swimmingly. It's like I said, it's hard to say what it accomplished, but I think it's a good thing for people from different countries, from our two countries, U.S. and Russia, to get together and to just be with each other socially and to communicate with each other.
As broadcast journalists, we generally are used to controversy and competing issues between nations and between politicians. Here, that's sort of off the table, and the entire message is about cooperation, collaboration, and getting along socially. This is a unique venue for journalists and diplomats to mix outside of the usual combat zones of the United Nations or Washington. How does that change the dynamics, and how does it change the way in which journalists and politicians can communicate?
An ambassador, the Ukrainian permanent representative was here tonight, and we all know that Ukraine and Russia are not on the best terms right now, and they have a lot of issues between them. And I asked him if his presence here tonight signifies a warming of relations, and he said, look, things happen in incremental ways. Perhaps we don't see things, but we are here, and it's basically what he said. Don't take it too far, but we are here, and it's a good thing.
I mean, certainly in Washington, both of us having been Washington correspondents and still to some extent are, pulling off an event like this is far more difficult because the press is there, people are used to visibility, diplomats are en garde, as the French would say. Here in New York, the day's events at the UN are over, diplomats can let down their guard, and the press can interface with diplomats at a very personal level. Does this inject a new dimension in how professionals can communicate, both diplomats to diplomats and journalists to diplomats? And this allows then relationships to be established, which carry over many years later when these individuals are in positions of leadership and power in their home country. How do you feel about that argument for this type of an event?
I think that's exactly right. And I mean, I saw Ambassador Gutkin and Ambassador Rice sitting at the same table and seemingly enjoying the proceedings, the music, and joking with each other, laughing. I mean, it doesn't mean that all the problems will be solved, but I think it cannot but smooth the way to having better relationship.